My agent called me on a Sunday to say, you got to read this script. And I read it, and I liked it a lot. Well, I liked the fact that it's an older couple love story, which is hard to come by. Then I said to my agent, I said, how old is the guy who wrote this? Figure he's 60, 65. He said, 23. I said, what? That's incredible. How does a 23-year-old write it? This story about, you figure a teenage romance, 23-year-old romance. So I said, I want to meet with him. He said, well, he lives in Omaha, Nebraska. I said, I don't want to do this on the telephone. So he flew in, and we had a 4 or 5 hour lunch in which I basically told him I liked it a lot. I liked him a lot. And I said, if you're willing to work with me on this, I'm on board. We went down Act 1, Act 2, which is a whole other kind of thing, and then Act 3. And I broke it down as a dramaturg would, At the Actors Studio, I run the sessions, and I talk about the plays as well as the acting and the structure of the play, or whether it be Ibsen or Shaw or Shakespeare or Arthur Miller or Tennessee Williams or Eugene O'Neill. I mean, I have a pretty interesting knowledge of shape and form, and we worked on it, and on the telephone. He'd do a rewrite, he'd send it to me, I'd make suggestions, he'd send it back, we'd go to the next bunch of pages. And it took us 2 months to get it to where I felt Ellen was our first choice. And at that point I said, send it to Ellen. I knew if you sent it to her before that, even though it was terrific, but it was bumpy. And she wanted to meet with him, and she met with him, and then she called me back and said, what the hell are we going to do in Omaha, Nebraska for 7 weeks? And I believed in the kid, and it was a leap of faith, and city member Gil Keenan, who did Monster House last year, directed that. He's 29. I mean, he's an old guy. Are you shooting this? Nothing as studied as a drunk picking up a full glass and trying to get it to his mouth. It's a cigarette smoke.